welcome to
Tank Cat.
And today we're going to learn how to play my favorite board game, Memoir 44.
With the help of my two cats, Otto and Ziggin.
This is a game from Days of Wonder, which also makes Ticket to Ride, Five Tribes, and Small World.
This game has won multiple awards. This game was made to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Normandy landings, which is when the American, French, and English forces landed on the beaches of Normandy to push the Germans out of France. This game is available for 2 to 8 players because there's team play option, and it's for people ages 8 plus, and it usually lasts 30 to 60 minutes long. This game uses the command and color system, which means that there are different types of troops that fight and move differently. And also there's terrain that affects their fighting capabilities and protection and movement. The reason why this is my favorite board game is since it does a really good job at representing the battlefield and how fighting and terrain, restrictions, and different types of units and commanding them work. And it also does a good job at being a simple game to learn.
Since I love this board game so much, I collected all of the expansions for the standard board, and in future videos I can teach you how to play these too. And now it's time to dive in. Okay, so when you first open the box, there's the instruction manual, and it also has the scenarios. And today we're going to be doing Pegasus Bridge, which is the first one. Okay, so it comes with this really big board. I haven't seen any other board game with a board this big. See, it's a beach on one side for the beach landing scenarios, and then on the other side it's countryside. And for this scenario we're going to be using the countryside scenarios. Once you open the box, this is what you'll see inside. So here are cards, here are terrain hexes, and here are the pieces. The reason I originally got this game was for the pieces, since I thought they looked cool, and they are. This is the Allied infantry piece. For tanks, the M4 Sherman, which was the main Allied battle tank in World War II, used by the English, Americans. The Soviets had their own tanks, but they did use some of these. See, this is for artillery units, barbed wire, hedgehogs, and sandbags. This is the sandbags. Hedgehogs are these anti-tank barricade. And now the Germans, they have the same pieces that are in the tanks. The Panzer IV, which is the one they used at the beginning of the war and throughout the war. And then here's the German infantry figure, which has a signature helmet and coat, you can see. These are terrain tiles, all kinds of different terrain, towns, rivers, hills, so forests, hedgerows. For this scenario, these are the different tiles we're going to be using. See, river, curved river, straight river, town, and forest. Oh, and my cat Otto just came, and here's my cat Ziggin. There's a reason this channel is called Tank Cat. In this bag is medals, which we'll talk about later, and also badges to distinguish certain units, but none of these are used in this scenario. And then this bag has the bridges / bunkers. See, this on this side there are bridges, various bridges. Otto, don't do that. And then on this side, bunkers. Otto! My cat Otto picked up this German soldier in his mouth. Otto, it's 80 years too late to do that. Here are the cards. So these are hint cards, really helpful hint cards that I'll show later. And then, yeah, more hint cards. And then these are the cards that you use to play, the command cards. And I'll talk about them later. Oh no, stop that. And these are the dice. I'll tell you how they work because they're different than regular dice. Okay, so we're going to be playing scenario number 1, which is Pegasus Bridge. It has the historical background of the battle, and then how many cards both players get, and also conditions of victory, which we will cover later. So, as you can see, there's a map that matches the board. So, here's the board, except my cat is blocking the German medals. Please, please, please. So, this corresponds with this. So you put where it shows tiles here, you put them on the board, and then it shows you how much of each tile you need and what order you should place them in. So first, we need 6 curved river tiles. This scenario has a lot of rivers. I put the river tiles in this half and then the other ones in this half. So let me find river tiles. Okay, so now that I have the curved river hexes, which are these, I'm going to get 14 of the straight river hexes, which they look like this and also this. Like this is an older river. I guess this is a newer one or a canal. So I'm going to get 14 of those. Okay, now since I have 14 straight river hexes, I need 4 town hexes. And town hexes are any of these. You can see they can be any of those. There are other ones that aren't in this. There's a variety of them because it would be weird if all the towns look the same. So I have 4 of those. Now I need 9 of the forest hexes, which are these. They all look the same. Okay, I now have 9 forest hexes, which are pretty easy to get. The thing that's hard to get is the curved river hexes. All of these tiles are double-sided, so it's hard to find them. Some of them are on the back of town and village hexes. Also the villages, some of them have rivers on the other side. None of these do, but some do, so you have to just look on the backs of all of them. But there are enough, so it is possible. Okay, now I need 2 bridge pieces. So those are in the white bag. It doesn't matter which bridge you do. Okay, so these 2 fell out. I'll use these 2. Now I need 4 barbed wire pieces. Because this barbed wire belongs to the Germans, I'll get the blue barbed wire because the Germans' color is blue. And then 1 sandbag, 1 German sandbag. And 2 medals, Allied medals. See, on one side they're German medals, on the other side they're Allied medals. It's the Medal of Honor. And for the Germans, it's the Iron Cross. So now we can put them on the board. Okay, so as you can see, it shows where each of the hexes goes. And I'd like to count how many away from a corner or from these 2 red lines that divide it. I'll explain their purpose later. Okay, so I've set up all the tiles, but I didn't really show you about the other pieces. So you can see there's a bridge next to the town on that river. So let me put it there. Then there's another bridge, and right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And the Allies want to capture these, so both of these have
Allied medals that the Allies claim if they capture them. And here, one goes here, and then the other goes here. See, it shows the medal if you look carefully. And then I also didn't show with the sandbags. So you put a sandbag right here on the hex where it shows the sandbag is, and you can see there's barbed wire on the hexes around there. So let me put the barbed wire. Okay, so now we have all the tiles, and pieces, and metals, and bridges. But there's one more thing we need, and that is all the troops. You can see there's one figure on each of these hexes, and that means that one unit is located there. And these are green, and these are blue. It's kind of hard to see, but they're blue. So the blue ones are German units, the green ones are Allied units, and each unit consists of 4 figures, and because it's a figure of a person, then that's infantry. So I'm gonna get 4 infantry figures from here. Okay, I have 4 of them. So this is the one. So the general is located in this unit, but right below a sandbag. So we'll put the unit there. And what I like to do is just put one figure in each spot and then add the other 3 for each unit later. That saves time. So let me just do that. Okay, so I set up all of the Allied infantry. There's a lot more Allied infantry than German infantry. And as you can see, you just put, so in each of these hexes, you put 4 in a hex if there's a soldier symbol there. So, and then you put 4, they don't have to be this neat. I mean, you could just do that. Some people do that. Just make sure they stay together. And there can't be more than 4 in a hex. Now I'll do the Germans. Okay, so I finished placing all the soldiers. You can sometimes forget certain units. You might forget to put one somewhere. So what I do is I look on here and I just count how many in the first line. So for example, the first top line, there's 1 unit, and yes, there is only 1. And then the second line, there's also 1, and in the third line, there's 2. Second line, 1, third line, 2, etc. So you can do that to make sure you've done all the tiles and figures. And now let me show you the card holders. So the green ones are for the Allies, and the blue ones are for the Germans. Set them up like this. They have this notch, and that's how they attach. So for example, there's a notch there, and I put this one on top and it attaches. These do come apart pretty easily. Okay, so I placed the command cards here. Make sure that none of the terrain cards or hint cards end up here, because that wouldn't work. So I like to place them here, and I keep extra room because I also like to put casualties here to help keep track. And I like to put the hint cards to the side here. It helps remind you, even if you know the rules, they're good to put. So this scenario uses the river, so we need the river terrain card. Then it has forest, so we have the forest terrain card, and also the town and village terrain card. And then this is the obstacle terrain card, and there's sandbags and barbed wire, so we need this. And this is the movement and attacking capabilities of units, so we need this. Okay, so the last part of set up auto. Oh, and you knocked down the Soviet model airplane I have. He's stealing a Sherman. That costs some money. Okay. Listen. Okay. Auto. Get off. Okay, so now we need the dice. There are 8 dice, and each player gets 4 dice. So put 4 on this side and 4 on the other side. And also the die, they don't matter. I mean, all of them are the same. So it's not like you need certain dice for each player. And now we're ready to play. Late hours of June 5th, 1944, led by Major John Howard, the men of the Oxford and Buckinghamshire Light Infantry step aboard 6 Horsa gliders on a secret airfield in Dorset. Their mission, to launch the first airborne assault of D-Day and capture 2 bridges, one astride the Caen Canal and the other over the Orne River in Normandy. A few minutes past midnight, now June 6, 1944, the gliders clipped through the treetops and landed in a small patch of rough field between a pond and the Caen Canal, only yards away from their objective. Major Howard and his troops pour out of the planes, achieving complete surprise and rushing to stun German forces. Despite furious opposition from a heavily sandbagged machine gun nest at the end of now famous Pegasus Bridge, they captured their objective within moments. To the east, the Orne River is secured equally rapidly, giving them British troops the first victory of D-Day. The stage is set, the battle lines are drawn, and you are in command. The rest is history. You are commander, and in order to order units, you need to use these cards. To find out how many cards each side gets, you read the briefing. So for this scenario, Axis player takes 2 command cards because the Germans were surprised. But after every turn, they draw 2 more cards until they reach 4 command cards. And then they will just draw 1 once they put 1 down. So after that, their amount of cards will stay the same. And the Allied player takes 6 command cards, and they move first. Okay, 2 cards for Germany now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for England. So you can see on this side of the board, there are iron crosses, which is the German medal. So this is the side where the German player sits, and the German player's 2 cards go here, but make sure the Allied player doesn't see the German player's cards, because you can't see the other player's cards. That'll mess up the game because you'll know the capabilities of your enemy. And this side, if you look carefully, it has the Medal of Honor. This is what this is, and this is the Allied side. So the 6 English cards go here. And I'm going to be playing against myself, so it doesn't matter really if I see the other side's cards. I've played against myself before and it works just fine. The reason why there are these medal spots is that's how you win. So let me explain. So you get a medal either if you capture an objective that has a medal on it, or if you completely wipe out a unit. So for example, if my Allied unit here went onto the bridge, they would get this medal, and then I would place it on top of here, and that would be their first medal. But because this is only a medal for the Allied side, not the Germans in this scenario. So the Germans, the only way they can get medals is by completely wiping out Allied units. So for example, if they killed all these guys, then the last figure to be killed, you put on the medal stand, and that's 1 medal. This game we're playing to 4 medals, so if either side reaches 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, that game ends immediately and they're the winner. Okay, so the Allied player goes first this game. There are 2 types of cards. This is a special card, and this is a regular card for ordering units. These ones, you just read the instructions and follow them because each one is different. And these ones, it tells you how many units you can order if you play this card, in how many units you can order in each section. So each of these is one unit, each of the groups of 4 figures. The board is divided into 3 sections. That's why there are the red dotted lines. See, in between one section, the other section. This is the left flank, this is the middle flank, and this is the right flank. So this card allows you to order 2 of the units located in the middle flank. And also units that are on the line, on the red dotted line, count for both sections. So this turn, I'm going to play this. I'm going to order 2 units in the middle flank. If you want to play a card, then you put it down here in the discard pile, and at the end of your turn, you take one of these cards and put it to replace that card. Okay, so I get to order 2 units, and the first unit I want to order is this one right here. I want to move it closer to the bridge so I can capture the bridge and get a medal. So each turn, a unit can move up to 2 hexes. So it can either stay still when it's ordered, move 1 hex, or move 2. Now, if you move 2 hexes, you can't fight at the end of your move. If you move just 1 hex, then you can fight. But I'm not in fighting distance of any unit anyway right now. In order to attack another unit, there can't be more than 2 hexes between the 2 units for infantry, and there's only infantry in this game. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes in between these 2 units, so that's the reason why I'm out of fighting range. So I'm going to move 1, 2 hexes across the regular countryside. So that way next turn I can move another 2 and get on that bridge, unless I'm countered by these guys. I think I might need more than 1 unit to take the bridge. So for my second order, I'm going to order this unit to move 2, 1, 2, and now they're next to the other unit to provide backup. Now I draw another card, and it's 2 units on the left flank. So I place that here, and now I have 6 cards again. Now it's Germany's turn. Okay, now for Germany, I only have 2 cards as my option, and I think I want to use this special card. So this special card lets me order 4 infantry units anywhere. For my first order, I'm going to order this unit right here to move 2 hexes onto the bridge to block the allied unit from capturing the bridge. Next, I'm going to move this unit 2 hexes into the forest, and that way they get better protection, because as you can see in forests, if you're firing at a unit in the forest, you roll 1 less dice, and the more dice you roll, the more higher chance you have of inflicting more casualties. For my third order, I'm going to do the first combat of this game, because from these guys in the sandbag, which provides protection, it also causes a unit firing at people in the sandbag. They fire with 1 less dice. So I'm going to fire at these guys from in my sandbag nest. Let me explain firing. So if they were an allied unit here, and I'm firing from this position, I'll fire 3 dice, because this is called close combat. You're right next to them, and you roll 3 dice against them. Now if they're here, you roll 2 dice, because it's farther away, your aim isn't as good. And then from here, you only roll 1 dice. And then if they're even farther over here, 0 dice. While playing, you need a reminder. The game comes with this card, which shows movement. See, you can move 0 to 1 hexes in battle, or 2 hexes in no battle. And then it shows also the range. See, each of these numbers is how many dice you roll at each amount of hexes away. So this is a helpful hint card that comes with it if you ever need a reminder. So now I'm going to fire upon this unit from this unit. And if this unit was here, I'll roll 3 dice. But since they're here, I roll 2. The game comes with its own unique dice, and they have 6 sides. And this side with the figure means that if you roll this, 1 figure is lost from the unit you're attacking. And this only works on infantry. Now here's the grenade. If you roll a grenade at any type of unit, it causes 1 figure to be lost. And then this is star, it means miss. Although some special cards let you score a hit for these. And then this will take out 1 tank, but there are no tanks, so just a miss. This causes the unit you're firing at to have to retreat 1 space. And if you roll multiple of these, they have to retreat 1 space for each one you roll. Okay, so let's roll our dice at this unit right here. 2 dice, let me roll. Okay, 1 hit and 1 retreat. So now this unit, they lose 1 figure of there. And they have to retreat. Now, how retreating works is you can either move this hex behind you or this hex behind you. But if both hexes are blocked, in this case they're blocked by other units, you can't retreat. And if you can't retreat, then you lose 1 figure. So they lost 2 figures from that engagement. For my last order, I'll order this unit to move out of this hex onto this hex. And now you can shoot across rivers, the same as you could shoot across regular unoccupied land. So if they were here, I'd roll 3, but you can't go on a river. So I'm rolling 2 at them here. I'm rolling 2 dice again. So, okay, 1 miss and 1 hit. So they lose another figure, and now they get down to only 1 figure. And that's the end of my turn. And because of the special rules, I get to draw 2 cards instead of 1. Okay, so this turn, I'll play the same card as last turn. Order 2 units in the center. Okay, this turn, I'm going to order first this unit to move 1 hex here. And there's 1 hex between them and the Germans, which means they roll 2 dice. Okay. 2 infantry hits, so the Germans on the bridge lose 2 figures. The first German casualties of this game. Now I'm going to move this unit 2 spaces here because I want to get closer to the Germans since this is the closest unit and it's done for. Draw a new card, and I got medics and mechanics, which lets you replace figures. Now it's Germany's turn, and I'm going to play this card. And see at the bottom it says, when you draw a new command card, you get to draw 2 and choose 1 to keep. So you have a better choice of what card you're going to get, even though you only get to order 1 unit with this card. For my 1 order, I order this unit to move 1 hex out of the forest, and then they'll shoot at this unit with 2 dice. Okay, 1 infantry hit and 1 retreat. So that means this unit loses 1 figure, and they have to retreat backwards, and they can only move backwards here. And now I'll draw a new card. Actually, I get to draw 2 and choose 1. So I'll choose this one, Recon in Full Force. And I put the other one in the discard pile. Oh, and because I'm Germany, I get to draw another. So let me add, oh, I got another one. So let me add these. Okay, now I'm playing for England, and I think I'm going to play medics and mechanics. Issue an order to 1 unit that has suffered casualties. Roll 1 battle die for each command card you have, including this card. For each die matching the unit symbol or a star, 1 lost figure of that unit is returned to duty. A unit may not gain more figures than it originally had. If the unit recovers at least 1 figure, it may also be issued an order. So I'm going to use it for this unit that's reduced to 1 figure. And by the way, by the unit symbol, it means like the infantry symbol when you roll the dice. So I'm going to be rolling 6 dice. Okay, so I borrowed 2 dice from Germany and now I'm going to roll all 6. So I get 1 figure, and also the star counts as a figure, so I only get 2 figures, but that's still something. Okay, so I'll add 2 figures back, and it says that if the unit recovers at least 1 figure, it may be issued an order. So I'm going to order it to move 1 hex onto the barbed wire. And I could fight the Germans from there, but you roll -1 dice if you're fighting, well, on a hex with barbed wire. But instead, if you move 1 instead of fighting, you can remove the barbed wire, which I'll do this turn. Let me draw, and I got infantry assault. Okay, now I'm playing for Germany, and I'm going to play recon and full force. I get to order 1 unit in each section. So first in this section, which is the left flank for me, it's the right flank for the allies because we're opposite to each other. I'll have them move 1 to block the allies from getting to the bridge, and I'm going to have them attack this unit, and they get to roll 3 dice. 3 dice. And 2 grenades in 1 flag. Okay, that means this unit loses 2 figures. And they have to move back, but they can't move onto a river, so they have to move onto a forest. Now for this section, I'm going to order this unit right here. And actually I'll order this one because it's on the line. I can also order this one. And I'm going to fight close assault against this unit. And that means I get to roll 3 dice. Okay, 3 dice, here we go. In theory, I can take out the entire unit and get a medal. Let's see. Oh, I actually got 2 grenades and 1 infantry bullet hit. So that means they lose all 3. And the last remaining figure, I put on the medal stand, and I won the first medal for Germany. Now the final section that I'm going to do is the right flank, and here I'm going to order this unit right here to move 1 hex here and then fire at this unit and that'll be 2 die because there's 1 hex in between them. Okay, 2 dice. Let's see what I get out of this. Hits again. This is a really lucky turn for Germany. So they lose 2 figures. Let me show you the casualties right now. Look, these are the 2 Germans and these are all allies. And now I just draw 1 card because I already got the 4 cards and I got a recon. I'm playing for England and things really aren't going well for me. So I'm going to use my infantry assault. I get to order all infantry units in 1 section, and units may move up to 2 hexes and still battle, or move 3 hexes but not battle. Terrain movement and battle restrictions still apply. If you do not command any infantry units, issue an order to 1 unit of your choice. And hi there, Otto. I'm going to issue an order to all the infantry in the center flank because I have the most units there. So first, I'm going to order this unit to move 1 to here behind these Germans, and then they get to attack with 3 dice. And the Germans lose 1 figure, and they have to go back. Okay, now I'm going to order this unit in the woods, the one of 2 figures, and I'm going to have them move 2 hexes right next to the bridge and attack these guys on the bridge, and that'll be 3 dice. Special card is really doing a lot of good things for me. Okay, 1 hit, 2 hit, 2 hits. Okay, so that means both of these figures arcade, and one of them I'll put in the pile, the other becomes a medal. And if you completely eliminate a unit while fighting right next to them, which is called close assault, or if you force them to retreat in close assault, you can take ground, where you move where you pushed them out of. So they get to move here, and now they get the medal. But if they get pushed off the bridge, they lose the medal. So I'm going to move the medal and put it there. And now they have more medals than the Germans. And now I'll draw another card. And issue an order to 4 units of your choice. That's a good one. I'm playing for Germany, and I'm going to play the same card as last time. Issue an order to 1 unit in each section. And the special rules are no longer in effect. So movement is back to normal after that turn. In the left flank, I want to get that bridge back. So this unit of 3 figures, I'm going to have them attack the guys on the bridge, and that'll be 3 dice. So that's 1 hit and 1 forced retreat. So they lose 1 figure, they have to go back. They can't go back on the river, so they have to go back here. And because of that, because they got pushed off the bridge, they no longer have the medal, so the medal goes back on the bridge. And now the Germans and Allies are tied in terms of medals. Okay, now the center flank. I like this one in the sandbags, so I'm going to have them attack this unit, and because there's 1 hex in between them, that's 2 dice. So, oh, 2 dice. So these 2 figures are killed. And now in this, finally in the right flank, I'm going to have this unit move 1 here, and then they'll attack this unit and 1 hex in between, so that's 2 dice. So let me get 2 dice. 2 dice. Wait, that's the entire unit is gone, so Germany now has 2 medals. Fate turned in just 1 round. And now I'll draw another card. And ambush. Oh, I better forget this when I'm playing the Allies, but somehow remember it. I don't know. But after opponent declares a close assault, but before he rolls the battle dice, play this card. Roll your battle dice first. If opponent's unit was eliminated or forced to retreat, it may then attack normally. At the end of the turn, draw your command card first. Oh, this is a nice one. So let me put it here. And this one, it's not your turn. You just play it when the other side attacks you. Okay, now time for the English. So fate turned again, and I'm going to play direct from HQ so I can order 4 units. So I'll put that down there. And now for my first unit. I mean, this unit, I think, even though they're 1 figure, I'm still going to have them move onto the bridge. And then we get the medal back. And then I'll have them fire at the Germans with 3 dice. So the Germans have to retreat back 2 spaces, which is pretty good. They want to go past the forest and here. Okay, now for my second order, I'm going to order this unit to move in here and attack the Germans. And the same unit can't attack twice, but different units can attack the same unit. So this unit can attack again, but this unit can attack the same unit that was attacked by this unit. So 3 dice again. And the Germans lose 2 figures, and they have to retreat again. And they're going to go here. Oh, and by the way, the reason why I didn't take ground on the bridge was because I wanted to stay on the bridge, but for here I want to take ground. So I'm going to move where the Germans were pushed out of. Okay, now for my third unit, I'm going to order this unit
That's already down to 2. I'll have them move here into the forest. And now for my final order, I'll have this unit move 1 along the river and fire at the Germans who keep on firing over here, and that's 2 dice. So let me roll 2 dice. And the Germans lose 1 figure, and because they're not tanks, the tank is a miss. And now I'll draw my card. And I got the same exact card I just played, which is nice. And now it's Germany's turn. So I think the Allies, because they didn't finish me off here, they'll attack me again. So I'm going to play the ambush then to make a last stand. And for this turn, I'm going to play this card. 2 units on the right flank. Okay, first I'm going to order these guys in the sandbag nest, and then they're going to fight at them. 1 hex between them, so that's 2 dice again. Oh, 2 hits, so these guys lose 2 figures. Allies' casualties are pretty high compared to the Germans. And now 1 more, I'm going to order these guys to move 1 here and then attack them again. And this will be 2 dice. Okay, 1 hit. So they're reduced to 1 figure. And that's the end of my turn. I drew a card and I got this one. Order all units on this flank, the left flank, but there's only 1 unit there, so this won't be a very useful card. Now it's England's turn. And I'll play the same card as last time. Direct from HQ, issue an order to 4 units of your choice. Okay, first I'm going to order these guys to attack. Oh, Germany has something to say. Wait, Germany has an ambush card and they're playing it. So Germany gets to roll their dice first. I'm now Germany and I got the last stand I wanted. They attacked with close assault. So that means I'm going to roll 3 dice against them. Let's see if we can wipe them out. Okay. They have to retreat, but they take no damage. So England chose to have them go into the forest since they get better protection there. And now it's England's turn again. And because they were forced to retreat, see, it says because they were forced to retreat, they can't continue their attack. So now for my 3rd unit, now I'm back to England. I'm going to order this unit with only 2 figures to move 1 hex here and attack the Germans here. But then because they're on barbed wire, they roll 1 less dice. It would be 3, and also the Germans have a sandbag, so they roll only 1. Well, actually, I think I'll attack these guys, and I get to roll 2. Then I can get closer to the other bridge. Okay, 2 dice. Both are misses. Uh-oh, things aren't looking good for me. Now, as England, I'm going to move this unit backwards 2 hexes. I can't take any more casualties. And that was 3 units ordered. I get to order 1 more. How about I'll order this unit to move 2. 1, 2. And now I draw a card. Wait, Germany gets to draw a card first because they played ambush. And now England gets this card. And it's assault, issue an order to all units on the right flank. Now it's Germany's turn. As Germany, I always have the right cards at the right time. And I'm going to play Firefight, which is the card I got after the ambush. Issue an order to 4 units to open fire. Units in firefight may not be adjacent to an enemy unit and may not move. Firefighting units roll 1 additional die. Okay, so my first firefighting unit will be this guy who somehow managed to survive so many close assaults. So he would roll 2, but because they're in the forest, he only gets to roll 1. But because I'm using firefight, he gets to roll extra, so he ends up rolling 2. Let's see how this turns out. Oh, they lose 2 figures. This guy's immortal. And by the way, we roll the same amount of dice regardless of how many figures you have. Okay, now I'm playing for England, and things really aren't looking too well. And also, most of my figures are in the middle, but I only have cards for the outer flanks, the right and left flanks, not the center. And I only have 3 units in those areas, and they all only have 1 figure left. Really not an ideal position. I mean, in the real life, this might represent the radio communications being severed after a barrage. I'm just going to play this. Order all units on the right flank. So I have 2 units. So first, I'm going to risk coming out of the forest to finish off this German. And I get to roll 3 dice, which is over here. And of course, Otto is accompanying us. So 1 hit and 2 retreats, but they're all eliminated, so there's no retreating to do. Another medal for the Allies. We're actually closer to winning than the Germans, even though our casualties are a lot higher. Okay, now I think I'm going to take ground. Maybe I could, actually I won't, because I just want to slowly go there, if possible. And now the unit on the bridge, they're not going to move, so that's the end of my turn. I'm going to draw a new card, hopefully it's something good. No. Seriously? I guess they still haven't fixed the communications. Now it's Germany's turn. Okay, I have 4 cards as Germany, and artillery bombard I can't use because it's only for artillery and there's no artillery in this scenario. But it says if you can play 1 unit of your choice instead. I'm not sure I want to do that though. I guess me and England both don't have good communications. Maybe there's a storm. Okay, I'm going to play this. Order 1 unit on the right flank, and afterwards you get to choose 2 cards. Pick 2 cards and choose 1 to keep. So I'm going to play this. So the unit I'm going to order is, you guessed it, the one in the sandbag. And by the way, the sandbags protect on all sides. I didn't mention that earlier. So they're going to attack these guys, and that's going to be 3 dice, which means they could be finished off in this roll. And yes, they lost 2 figures in our first retreat, but they only have 2 figures, so that's 1 medal. And now I get to choose 2 cards at the end of my turn. And which one should I pick? I don't think my opponent has very good cards, so maybe not counterattack. Or actually, I'll keep it. It's a good card. And this one goes into the discard pile. Okay, now I'm back at England, and I still don't have the cards I want, but I do have this sandbag one. I get to add sandbags to 4 infantry units, and because I really can't do anything with the cards I have, I mean, what's the point in moving either of these guys or this guy? So I'm just going to use this one. So I'll have to get more sandbags out of the box to do that. Okay, so I have 4 sandbags, and 1 infantry unit will get each of these. This one I don't want to do anything with, and I also don't want to lose it, so I'm going to put a sandbag there. Where else can I put a sandbag? Maybe this unit, a temporary protection before I move them when I finally get the cards.
And then maybe this one figure in case anyone actually comes all the way here, which I doubt. I'll put one around the bridge. And now I get to draw another card. Hopefully it's something in the center, please. Yes, yes, center. I will rise again. I can turn around this battle. But now it's Germany's turn. So artillery bombard will let me issue an order to one unit of my choice because I don't have artillery. But the one unit that could attack another unit, that unit now has sandbags. So I wouldn't be able to shoot at it. I mean, I could move one unit. But I'd rather just use counterattack, issue the same order just played by our opponent. So I get to do sandbags too. Let me get 4 sandbags. Okay, I have my 4 sandbags. Who should I give them to? Well, I actually only have 3 units now, so each of them will get 1. And by the way, if you put a sandbag where there's already protection, such as a town, where if another unit attacks this town, they roll 1 less dice. But, and it's the same thing with sandbags, but it's not a cumulative. So, I mean, if you put a sandbag on a town or on a hill, somewhere where there's already protection, it doesn't work. And also, once you move, sandbags go away. I didn't mention that earlier. So that's the end of my turn, and I still have an extra sandbag that I'll just put back. And now I'll draw another card. Oh, attack on the right flank, which is nice. I haven't had any cards for the right flank in a while. I'm the English general, and I'm going to play the long-awaited center card. So, first unit in the center I'm going to order is this one. I'm going to have this unit move 2 spaces there. 1, 2, and the sandbags go away since they left a hex. And next, what other unit in the center could be of use? This one is probably the closest that's in this section, so I'm going to have it move 1, 2. And now that's the end of my turn. I get to draw another card. All units in the center? This is what I've been dreaming of the whole game. Now it's Germany's turn. Okay, as Germany, I'm going to play this card. Issue an order to 3 units in the right flank. So, this is the right flank. And first, I'm going to have this unit shoot at them. I don't know how many units and figures this unit has eliminated from those sandbag machine gun nest. But they're going to roll 3 dice. Let's see the outcome. So they lose 2 figures and they have to retreat backwards. And they want to retreat here to get away from these guys. Another unit. This unit. I want them to get closer to the action. So I'm going to have them move out of the town and here. 1, 2. And the sandbags go away. And now one more order. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so I can roll 1 dice against this unit from there. So let me do that. It's a miss. Okay, that's the end of Germany's turn. Now I get to draw a card. Issue an order to 3 units on the right. Okay, now I'm going to play my assault card. Order all units in the center. And I'm playing for England. So, for this unit in the center, I'm going to have them move 1, 2, maybe trying to get them closer to the action there where all the units are. And this unit in the center that's on the line, I'm going to have them move back where they got pushed out of and attack the Germans. They have to roll 3 dice, but because of the sandbags, they only get to roll 2. Sandbags are -1. So, let me roll. Okay, grenade. 1 German is killed.
And now this unit right here, I'm going to have them move 1, 2 onto the barbed wire. But they can't do anything about it since they moved 2 spaces this turn. And that's the end of England's turn. They draw a card. Armor assault, but I don't have any tanks. I guess I get to issue an order to 1 unit of my choice. Now Germany's turn. I'm Germany, and I'm going to play the same card as last time. Issue an order to 3 units on the right flank. So I'm kind of getting closed in on here. Maybe I can score another medal and win the game. See, I have this game, whoever gets to 4 medals first wins. Both sides have 3 medals, and if I, as Germany, get it, then I'll win. So I'm going to attack this unit, and I get to roll 3 dice. Not looking good for England. Let's see. Oh, did you see that? If this had been a hit, it would have caused Germany to win, but at the last moment it turned and became a miss. Allies lucked out a lot, but they still lose 1 figure. And if they can't get a medal next turn, they might very well lose. Okay, now this unit, it's 3 units, so now this one, oh, they get to roll 2 against the Allies. I think the Allies are done for. Oh, they got killed twice, but they only have 1 figure. And now Germany has 4 medals, and the Allies are still stuck at 3. This is actually the first time that Germany has ever won this scenario. I've played this several times when I teach people how to play, and when I taught myself how to play. And every time England eventually caught, at first England was beaten down, but then they were able to catch up since they had more cards. But this time Germany won for the very first time. Time to clean up. Clean up is pretty easy, and a lot of it is up to you. But you should make sure that all of the green allied figures go into the compartment for the allied pieces. Make sure the Allies and Germans don't get mixed up. That might make setting up harder next game. Also, I like to keep the section holding tiles is divided into 2 parts, and I like to keep the tiles that have river on one side in one part and the ones that don't in the other, because that's a way I can easily get the river hexes without having to look through all the hexes. And make sure to shuffle the cards, and I like to put all the hint cards and terrain cards at the top, so that way I know where they are and they don't get mixed with the other cards. Where to get this game, you can get it online on Amazon or other websites. You could probably also get it at a local board game store. And about these expansions, I collected all of them that go with this game. They're also like really big boards for a large group of people, but I don't collect that expansion since I don't play with big groups of people. So I can make future videos on how to play these expansions, because, for example, this one is the Mediterranean theater. It's like in Africa when Rommel the Desert Fox was there. Speaking of Desert Fox. And here's the Eastern Front, where it comes up to Soviet soldiers, and they're fighting against the Germans. And then the Pacific Theater, it comes with the Japanese who fight against the English and Americans. And this is the Desert and Winter board for the expansions in the desert and the ones in the Soviet Union. And this is the equipment pack that has a lot of special pieces for certain units. And then here's the new flight plan, which comes with airplanes you can add to any scenario, including the one we just played. It's one of my favorite expansions. And here's the terrain pack, where it comes with extra terrain tiles so you can do, and it comes with more scenarios you can do. And this year is the 100th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge, also known as the Ardennes Offensive, and here's the Winter Wars expansion, and it has battles from that period. Thank you for watching to the end, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll get notified when I next release a video. You're completely confidential when you subscribe, so you don't have to worry about it. Also, please like, that helps support the channel, and it'll push this video out to more people. And see you in the next video. Bye!